know me, you need my dreams, you need my life and my disquiet, and a little illusion of the vast firmament that makes my head bow down in dust. To get acquainted with the poet who is speaking to us through these lines, we not only need to be aware of the reality around us, but to also understand the disquiet that the poet feels at the oppression that is part of this reality. This poet is Sharat Chandra Muktibodh. Today, in the 40th episode of Granthayatra, we are going to discuss the poems in his collection of poetry called Yatrik or The Pilgrim. A warm welcome to all discerning viewers on this path of poetry. Sharat Chandra Muktibodh was born in 1921 in the city of Indore. After completing his education and obtaining MA and LLB degrees, he worked as a teacher in high schools, practiced as a lawyer, and acted as the associate editor of a magazine called Prakash in Nagpur. From 1957, he worked as a professor of Marathi at the Nagpur College. His first collection of poetry called Navi Manvat or The New Trail was published in 1949 and Yatrik in 1957. Apart from poetry, Muktibodh wrote novels such as Kshipra, Sarhad and Jana Hai Voltu Jethe. He is also well known for his work in literary criticism. His elder brother Gajanan Muktibodh was a poet and writer who wrote in Hindi. A depressing mood had prevailed in Marathi poetry since the advent of Mardekar and the poets who followed him. Poetry was dominated by a feeling that the human life was mechanical, listless and useless. On this background, Muktibodh wrote a revolutionary poetry full of optimism. As a result of his faith in communism, he expressed a willingness to fight and a belief in a bright future through his poems. A red flame is a great answer to books as high as mountains and to anxious questions never asked. When it is spotted, dreams get wings and stars running after night are glimpsed. A tractor of revelation begins to move on the field of darkness and begins to sow sparks. There are dreams of golden harvest, and I see golden trails winding through a mountain of darkness. Words turn into eagles, the sky covers beneath their wings. Sweet songs of the flour mill can still be heard, because I too have seen such a flame, which is why I am so relaxed. Muktibodh was attracted to wild nature. Descriptions of nature in his poems are not embellished with figures of speech, but form a harmonious backdrop to his states of mind. Clouds in the month of Shravan dispersed slow, and tender yellow sunshine began to sway on green, thick sprouts of grass, and over there on those still cliffs. The white, plump cloud sheep began to roam around free on the blue, thick sky lawns. When describing the shades of emotion in the capricious mind, he writes, "A sweet blue exists high in the sky, a delectable sweetness dwells in the sad mind. On the blue waves of the lake smiles sunshine, and at times I wish to laugh to my heart's content." But when his mind is full of sorrow and anger against injustice, Muktibodh writes, "Somewhere in the hurricane a forest sways, a wild stream rushes gurgling below the bridge. Red lanterns can be seen swinging like animated eyes of the painful night. Here in the dark on the bridge wild, let's hear the sound of the flow as we stand still." In his love poems, nature becomes even more attuned to his feelings. Through novel imagery of nature, Muktibodh expresses the anxiety emerging from a forgotten love, the anticipation of union with his beloved, experience of the day-to-day married life, and his expectations in love. At times, he reveals a soft emotion through the description of nature's beauty by saying, "If possible, will you remember me sometimes, there far away in the Malwa land, when you will be mesmerized by the colors of fading eve, beyond the thick leaves of the banyan tree, will you pluck a red banyan leaf along with my memory?" At other times, he uses nature imagery to express with artistic restraint the rush of emotions before the union with his beloved. Wind will rush mad, and the dark shadow of the banyan tree, two simmering bolts of lightning will light up. The wet, intoxicating fragrance of flying flowers will encircle, and two lives will unite, sighing. Muktibodh carried forward Keshav Sud's legacy of humanism. His mind cries out on witnessing the suffering of the oppressed in the burning reality around him. He believed that the white-collared society should unite with those who live by hard labor. His poetry continuously strived for abolition of the distinction between the self and the society. Scalding white fire burns all around and singes my body and yours. Let us enter the white essence of fire to know the original beat of the moment of ecstasy. One calamity and the sky splits, the crackling, and the power is reduced to smithereens. A new era is born. The chains of death are shattered. Will tomorrow see us both stand smiling on a green hill? Would we see eyes sparkling like diamonds in the happy surrounding green? Rejecting the fake, criminal, and selfish world and severing his relation with it, Muktibodh joins the simple, poor masses. Damning you all, look, I move ahead. The truth is that I belong here and you belong there. You belong to a place where sin smiles mild and pleasant, and the sky reverberates with theft singing emotive scriptures. Muktibodh has a firm belief that today's dreams will become the reality of tomorrow. This is evident from his poems such as "The flag post upright in hands and the head is held high. Upright is the spine with a fearless gaze. The earth wobbles beneath and the collapsing world bows at the feet. That's the new style of the brave human being." With these words, Muktibodh uplifts the power of unity of the mankind. His poetry thus becomes an inspiration for the revolution by the masses. Muktibodh's poetry that sings the song of the pink dawn of the era of equality, a poetry that welcomes the communist revolution, and a poetry soaked in emotions always remained true to its intellectual position, says the well-known literary critic Akshay Kumar Kale. Even when yesterday's dream has cracked, quietly smiles the beautiful hope. Know the sole meaning of this: birth of the bud defeats extinction. Hope is the axis of Muktibodh's poetry that contemplates about the social reality. His poetry acted as a guiding light to the Marxist and Dalit poets who followed later. This is evident from his poems such as Eyes of Darkness. The darkness grows an eye, an intense red, in its crimson rays brightens my forehead. The 6 long poems in Yatrik such as Eyes Sparkling Like Diamond, In the Town of Marathi, The Spark, When the Lamps of Love Begin to Dim, When the Soul Hurts Like a Boil, and 32 Autumns Have Passed depict the journey of Marathi poetry from a poetry of feelings to that of contemplation. Through these poems, Muktibodh draws a detailed picture of the social reality full of strife. When the lamps of love begin to dim, when the lanky legs of darkness approach fast, when mean gossip begins in the shadows of neglect on the walls, when your forehead is smeared in blood by the stony blow of the very feet where you bowed your head, then why does your mind shatter bit by bit? Then why does life writhe in pain, like a bird with an arrow deep in its bosom? Why do you wish to scream in fear then? Why do you wish to rend the night with shrieks of protest? Why then do you wish to die? Why? And wish to curse before dying? When he highlights the oppression of the downtrodden, Muktibodh does not mince his words. But his poetry does not stop by merely describing this stark reality. This pain provides him with a constant source of inspiration. In the monstrous dungeons of despair, listening to death's moans with fear, sweating through the miles-long gruesome hours of toil, struggling, spending yourself like crazy, paying for every sensation, happily watching your own death, shaping an all-encompassing personality, you are coming. In his poem, The Spark, Muktibodh writes, "In the darkness of the heart, a tiny spark, almost gone, but struggling to flare, that is my life." Muktibodh's style of writing poetry is different from the style of the poets of the Mardekar era. He composed unregulated verse that did not follow any rules of meter. His style has the power to accurately transform the turmoil in his mind into the lines of his verse. He depicted the burning agitation in his mind through fluid stream of consciousness and contemplative writing. His imagery creates a kind of fearsome, fantastic and scary atmosphere in a dramatic manner. Images such as the sobbing evening, star tears, clouds kissing water bring a meaningful experience to the readers. This imagery was later further developed by existentialist poets. To give us deeper insights into Muktibodh's poetry, we have with us today Professor Rajendra Watane.
नमस्कार. कवी शरदचंद्र माधव मुक्तिबोधांनी नव्या जाणीवा, नवे आशय आणि नवे विचार घेऊन स्वतःची नवी मळवाट स्वीकारली. स्वतः त्या वाटेचे यात्रिक होऊन सत्याची जात अंगीकारली. यात्रिकमध्ये एकीकडे सामाजिक जाणीवा आणि त्यामागील मार्क्सवादी विचारनिष्ठा प्रस्थापित होत जातात, तर दुसरीकडे आध्यात्मिक मानवतावादाकडील प्रवासाची पाऊलचिन्हे आढळतात. यात्रिकमधील कवितेत आशय, प्रतिमा आणि प्रतिपादन यांचा बोधपूर्ण समन्वय साधला आहे. मला ओळखावयाला या कवितेत आपले प्रयोजन व्यक्त करताना ते म्हणतात, माझ्या हृदयीचे रक्त मजकूर लिही ताजा, वितळून टाकील तो तुझ्या माझ्यातीलकडे. कवितेला चैतन्य तत्वाचा स्पर्श अनिवार्य असल्याची जाणीव त्यांनी येथे करून दिली आहे. तर नाही कसली हुरहुर या कवितेतून परिवर्तनाची जाणीव करून देताना आली तुफाने विराट, त्याचे धरोनिया हात, दिली सहजी परतून, गेली लवून मुकाट. याची कुठलीही खंत कवी म्हणाला नाही. हिऱ्या समलखाकते डोळे या कवितेत ते सांगतात, फाटकेसे देह फाटकी लखतरे, तरंगू लागले अंधारावरती पेटलेले डोळे. यातून त्यांच्या चिंतनशील व प्रगल्भ मनाची जशी साक्ष पटते, त्याचप्रमाणे त्यांचा मानवतेचा कळवळा देखील स्पष्ट होतो. त्यांची दोन ज्योती ही कविता साम्यवादाचे भूषण ठरणारी आहे. ते म्हणतात, दुःख सर्वांचेच आहे, तुमचे आहे, माझे आहे, पण दुःखाच्या जाती असतात. या दोन ज्योती दोन प्रवृत्तीच्या प्रतीक आहेत. त्यांची ठिणगी ही कविता बंडाचा आणि नव्याने स्वर्ग निर्माण करण्याचा संदेश देते, तर मराठीची नगरीमधील अनुभव कवी मनाला उदास करून सोडतो. यात्रिकमधील प्रेम कवितेत थोडी उदासीनता जाणवते, परंतु ती क्षणिक आहे. त्यांच्या शक्य तर कधीमधी हिऱ्यासम लखाकते डोळे, आज 32 शिशिर ऋतू लोटले, परिवर्तन इत्यादी कवितांमधून प्रेमानुभूती व्यक्त झालेली आहे. तर मेघ अंधारून येता गरजत गरजत मंद, गोड निळेपणा, श्रावण ढग यासारख्या कवितांमधून निसर्ग सौंदर्यानुभूतीचा सहजच प्रत्यय येतो. त्यांच्या कवितेत वैचारिकता जशी आहे तशीच भावात्मकता देखील आहे. तर काही कवितांमधून मृत्यूविषयीचे चिंतन आले आहे. आम्ही या कवितेतून ते सांगतात, मातीतून मानवता मृत्युंजय, मातीतून सृजनांची गती अक्षय. येथे मृत्यूची सृजनाशी घातलेली सांगड लक्षणीय आहे. याशिवाय त्यांची दीर्घ कविता आत्मनिष्ठेतून विकसित झाली असून ती एका विशाल आशयाच्या सामाजिक सांस्कृतिक जाणीवा व्यक्त करणारी आहे. प्रतिमा प्राधान्यतर मुक्तिबोधांच्या कवितेचा ठळक विशेष आहे. त्यांच्या प्रतिमासृष्टीवर संघर्ष, विनाश, मृत्यू आणि अंधार या कल्पनांची गडद छाया असली तरी तिचा केंद्र स्वातंत्र्य, सृजन आणि भविष्याला उजळणारी आशा इत्यादी कल्पनांनी भरलेला आहे. त्यांच्या प्रतिमा या पंचसंवेदनांनी युक्त आहेत. लाल कंदील, निळे ढग, काळे पत्थर, लाली जंगले, गुलाबी पहाट इत्यादी रंगसंवेदना, विजेची धार, मोत्यांची बरसात यासारख्या दृक संवेदना, गरम धुराळा, कंपविणारी अजान, रेशमाची मिठी अशा स्पर्श संवेदना, मयुराचा टाहो, घोंगावणारा वात अशा नाद प्रतिमांसोबतच गंध आणि स्वाद संवेदना देखील लक्षवेधक ठरणाऱ्या आहेत. याशिवाय निसर्ग प्रतिमा व सूर्यप्रतिमांचे बरेच प्राबल्य मुक्तिबोधांच्या कवितेत आढळते. मुक्तिबोधांच्या यात्रिकमधील एकूणच कविता आशय, विषय आणि अभिव्यक्तीच्या दृष्टीने समृद्ध असून त्या वर्तमानाप्रमाणेच भविष्याच्या वास्तव सृष्टीचे प्रकटीकरण करणाऱ्या आहेत.
Muktibodh provided an intellectual base to Marathi poetry, but he was so gifted that despite being contemplative, his poetry never turns into harsh logic. It remains an experiential poetry resulting from a deep understanding of life. In his own words, "Oh, the beautiful evening and a hazy fog descends. Who calls me through it in a voice so sweet? The moment I speak, I forget what I said, and the mind is confused watching the familiar world." His mind is thus attracted to beauty, and it is pained to see that coupled with this natural beauty, man is doomed to suffer. My hope surges forth, believe it or not. My sorrow has empathy, believe it or not. I say my tears are warm, you gave them that ardor, believe it or not. I hope you will read Muktibodh's poetry that describes the wild nature with all its stark shades, the poetry that creates a sharp awareness about the harsh reality, and a poetry that dazzles with optimism. In the next episode of Grantha Yatra, we shall go on a long journey with an accomplished writer. Until then, keep reading.